Hi everybody, my name is Carrie Mubarak. I am at wooingnature.life and this is your new moon view for February 4th, 2019. Just want to shout out all of my fire signs. So if you are an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Sun sign in particular, just want to shout you out today. And so this new moon view is for my fire signs or those people who are a part of the ever effervescent Thunderbird clan. So, Thunderbird clan, this reading is for you. If you want to know a little bit more about what's going on with the new moon in general, you can do the new moon view, the general read that just tells you all about the astrological aspects of the new moon, and then you can apply those accordingly. But I will let you know that the new moon this time is in the sign of Aquarius, so we're talking about emotional liberation, emotional freedom, feeling free to express yourself, whatever your emotions are, feeling free to do that without judgment or without fear of some kind of retaliation or retribution or something like that. And then also just being in general emotionally free. So if you've got emotional baggage, if there's things that are still looming and lurking around in your emotional cipher, then you want to clear that out. We are still in the rest and cleansing moon, so this is a time for you to rest, rejuvenate, and to do some cleaning. A lot of people associate cleansing and cleaning with the spring, but the winter time is also a really great time to do some cleansing, emotional cleansing, or cleaning of uh, the internal circle, the internal medicine wheel that's going on with you. All right, so we're doing some emotional cleansing, we're doing some emotional cleaning, we're communicating about how we feel. Mercury is direct, so we don't have to be as concerned about that. And then there's also implications about using creativity, whether it's poetry or writing, to express yourself as well. So if you're not particularly verbal, or if you don't feel like you want to stand up and claim your situation to the world, you can find creative outlets as well. So we'll go ahead and get started. Right dead in the center is the Ten of Swords. To the south, which is where you are receiving your lessons, is the Seven of Wands. In the west, where we go within to find out what's going on inside, is the Six of Swords. In the north, where you make your spiritual connection, is the Seeker of Pentacles. And then for your new beginnings and your new thought processes and your inspiration, you've got the Eight of Wands. So right off the bat, it seems like there's some trials and tribulations still looming and still going on. Probably some residuals from 2019. I'm finding with all of the elements that there seems to be some, I don't know, some leftover energy going on from 2018. 2018 for a lot of people was very, very difficult, very stressful. And it was a cleansing year, so we're still kind of in that phase. Again, like I said, we're still in the rest and cleansing moon period. So even though we're in the new year, there may still be some residuals, some residual things that are still going on that we need to address and deal with. So, whatever it seems to be, whatever it is that makes you feel like you're under attack, fire signs, you'll want to get a good look at that. Again, with the new moon, we're really focusing on the internal more so than the external. So whenever you have some kind of external issues going on or some situation that may be happening that is getting you down, you really need to still look within and see where that might be coming from. So looking a little deeper into your lessons, we got a Seven of Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. So Seven of Wands is a lot about picking and choosing your battles. It's about deciding what it is that you're going to do now and what you're going to focus on now and what you're going to give your energy to. And you need to narrow that down. So I think that a lot of this kind of this feeling that everything is coming at you at once is because you need to decide what you're going to deal with and what you're not going to deal with. So if it's something that is coming at you, you don't have to feel responsible for every single thing that comes your way, fire signs. You need to make sure that you are picking and choosing your battles wisely. So in the West, which is where we go within, the new moon time is a time to go within. So the West is particularly um, interesting to focus on in this reading, because it is about going in. It is about digging deep. It is about finding what in your past experience, or what has happened so far, that could be attributing to the feelings that you're having and the emotions that you're going through right now. And you're feeling very put upon. You're feeling like, everything is, like I said, is coming at you. So in order to recuperate and revitalize that energy, you need to take some time off. You need to go away from the situation. This is the Six of Swords. Six of Swords depicts someone leaving for better insight, or finding a time out, or going to a different place. That could be a retreat. I would recommend that, going to a place where there are people who have had this experience before, or who can help you deal with that. You will want to go where there may be organizational people who are doing organizational skills, or if they're teaching you how to reorganize your life, restructure your life. If you know, I think the lady that's on TV now that everybody's talking about, that talks about tidying up, it could be something like that. But I'm still getting like a workshop, or a retreat, or some kind of convention or something, that where there are people who will be able to help you kind of deal with this, to look at the areas of your life that need to be dealt with, that need to be put away, those things that you no longer need to be focused on, being able to decide what it is that you can control and what you can't control, and what to put your hands on and what to take your hands off of, basically, because it's just a lot. It's a lot coming at you, and I'm seeing that in more than one card. I'm seeing it in the Ten of Swords. I'm also seeing that in the Seven of Wands, where your lessons are, and I'm also seeing it in the West, where it's asking you to kind of go away in order to deal with this. So crowning you, or at the top, or at the spiritual place, this is where you kind of focus your attention out. You pan out, as I say, and look at the situation from a spiritual standpoint. And from the spiritual standpoint, it looks like that you are seeking some kind of physical balance in your life. It could be work home balance, or it could be balancing out what it is that you want or desire, what it is that you feel strongly about, or that you feel passionate about, versus those things that you're doing that are of a more practical nature. So it looks like you're having to spend some time there, to spend some time focusing on what is needed practically in your life right now. That may also help you to narrow this down, because I'm getting this very clearly, that this feeling of being overwhelmed or being overtaken, it really is about making a decision about what it is that you need to do and what it is that you don't need to do. Because it seems like you have your hands in things that you probably don't really need to be focused on. So next steps, new thought processes, new things to think about. This is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands says to be mindful of what you're putting out in the universe. Every seed planted is not going to grow, but much of it is. So if you've put a lot of irons in the fire, or if you have a lot going on, you need to pull back some of those things so that it's not an onslaught. Okay, so take it easy. You don't have to do so much. You don't have to do the most. All you have to do is what makes sense to you right now, and that's what the spiritual side, what your higher self is saying to you right now. It's saying, like, let's break it all down and let's get down to practical matters. Let's not go add a bunch of things to your list of things to do that are just stuff. Just stuff. And then when we're talking about emotional freedom, sometimes we can apply things and put things in our life to kind of cover up the stuff that we don't really want to deal with. And that's when you really get some of this and some of this going on. It's like, you've put all of these situations, or you've added on these things to yourself, or you've taken on these new responsibilities because you don't want to deal with the responsibility of what you really need to unpack in terms of your emotional life as it is. This is a period of emotional freedom. And so it's not emotional freedom when you go pick up a whole bunch of extra stuff to do to avoid dealing with the emotions. So just want to add that as a little small admonition to you. So that is that. Like I said, emotional freedom is the key words of this new moon period. So wherever this applies in your life, then you definitely take that. And just want to also say for your fire signs, if you want to dig a little deeper, if you know your chart, if you already know where the moon is in your chart, if you know where your Uranus and your Aquarius is in your chart, we can dig a little deeper and see exactly where some of this energy is taking place, because we can look at which house that's in. And that means knowing your birth time as well as your birth location, so that you can actually get a natal chart printed out, and that will be a little bit more meaningful, and it will also be a little more specific to your situation. Again, this is a very general reading. All right, so we're going to look at where your inner power is right now. Looks like you're going to need to know where that is, so you'll know how to adjust, so you'll know how to organize, so you'll know what to pitch out of your life and what to keep. So we're going to look at your inner power card. So for your inner power, you have the World, which means to me that you have access to everything that's around you. Use your resources. You are very resourceful, fire signs. Look around you for all of your resources. They are there for you. You have access to all things. The other thing about the World, it is an ending card. So if there are some of these things that you need to get rid of, that you need to put an end to, that's where the power comes from. It comes in completing. So if there are some tasks that you started that you need to complete at this time, that would be that's also a place of power. So if it's something, in other words, if it's something you can control, if it's something you can go ahead and check off your list, and go ahead and check that off, and then that will kind of leave the things that you can't check off, or that is not your responsibility to check off. All right, we're going to get a message from the Great Star Nation. The Great Star Nation is asking you to put things in order. It's asking for order right now, putting things in order. Again, this is about organization. It's about taking stuff off your plate. There's a lot of swords and a lot of wands in this reading. Fire signs. Thunderbird clan's got a whole lot on their mind and a whole lot on their plate. And so that definitely calls for reestablishing some order, or putting some things in place so that you don't do this again. All right, here is a card from Mother Earth. Mother Earth says this is good luck. This is a good luck card. The Nine of Cups is always good luck. She's just reminding you about the abundance of the universe. Everything that you need is there. You don't have to question that. And then finally from Grandmother Moon. Grandmother Moon knows that you've been going through difficulty. She's been knowing that you're going through hardships. She's letting you know that there is help, and there's help on the way. If you need further help, you can reach out to me at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. We can dig a little deeper into your chart if you know your birth time and your birth location, or we can do a personalized reading for your new moon. Don't be afraid to reach out. Reach us at wooingnature.life. And as always, I hope you have a very pleasant new moon and you have a wonderful life.